Okay, I guess that'll work. Somewhat. Dude, you couldn't fucking kill me, Swamp Ape. You might be able to pick off a bunch of fucking dorky college students and shit, but you ain't never faced a man like me before. You just don't know. You see, I have a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you, Swamp Ape. No. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. You can release my daughter from your swampy rape prison, or I can come and find her, and in the process kill you and everyone that you know. Hmm? 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 Got anything to say now? Stupid fucking ape. Hey Paul, I'm glad you're still alive. I don't know that we share this sentiment, but thank you. This better be good. I stopped listening to Christopher Hitchens to come watch you. That was a dumb idea. That was a really dumb idea. You are definitely going to learn way less listening to me than you would Hitchens. You love me more than you love your wife? That's cool, man. I guess you should have married me then. You've been vomiting nonstop for the last 3 days. Yeah, dude. I think pretty much everybody has the flu at this point. It's no bueno, dude. The flu season. You turned off Kyle Kulinski. I'll go back and watch him, faggot. I don't want you here. I don't want you Kyle watching people over here. No, I'm kidding. Whatever. Do you like math and physics? No, I don't actually. My brain just does not operate properly when numbers and equations are involved, so I don't even bother. It's pretty much always been that way. The first thing I remember struggling with in school was times tables. You know, you were supposed to know your times tables and you were tested on it. And I remember struggling on that and getting extra tutoring and whatnot at my elementary school with my times tables. And I remember also struggling with long division when it came up in, like, I don't know, 4th or 5th grade, whenever they start throwing long division at you. That one was not easy for me either. I remember sitting down with my dad and having, because he's a math dork, and I remember having him, you know, try and explain long division and shit to me, and it just, I don't know, man. There's something about it when working with numbers, nothing really sticks. So I could learn, you know, a mathematical rule that would help other people to solve simple equations and then forget it the next day because it involves numbers. Hate it when they'd give you a math question on the spot, and if you got it wrong, you were fucked. Yeah, that happened a lot in grade school. Like in grade school, you know, the teacher would be like, you know, Mr. Parkey, what's 9 times 12? It's like, I prefer long distance division. Yeah, I prefer letting somebody else do the division and just tell me what the answer is, because I never want to work with numbers. Do you like Black Mirror? I do. Yeah, 9s are hard, aren't they? I remember having a hard time with the 9s on the times tables. I mean, even back in my day, they had fucking calculators and shit that could do all this shit. But they thought it was very important that you learned how to, you know, down on the scratch paper and fucking show your work and all that. And it's just like, man, we invented a machine to do all this stupid for us. Why am I learning how to do it the old way? They used to call us up randomly to the board to solve math problems. So if you didn't know the answer, you just stand there like a retard in front of everyone. Yeah. How about you multiply some fractions? How about you suck a big fat dick up till you hiccup? 9 times is just 10 plus 10 take 1. Oh. Okay. For sure, for sure? Yeah, for sure, my dude. Fuck YouTube notifications. Without my handy, I wouldn't have known you went live. Yeah, YouTube fucking sucks, man. YouTube fucking sucks. Rant about the Logan Paul retard. I'd rather not. I don't have, you know, like, I can't bring myself to watch their shit, so I can't bring myself to care when they do something stupid. I don't want to have anything. I just don't even want Logan Paul or Jake Paul in my fucking brain at all. It's already bad enough that I know their names. 9 times 9 equals you being a fat cunt. I don't think that's right. I think it's 81, but, you know, I might be wrong about that. How long will this video be? As long as I fucking want it to be. What do you watch? I don't know. What do you watch? I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't like TV shows, so I watch a lot of movies. What did you? What did you? Paul, you should give in to Mr. Naughty Priest's demands. I should, but I'm not going to. There's officially nothing of importance to talk about in the world. I think we're all ashamed of ourselves as a species and perpetrate a weird after 2016 existence. I mean, I don't agree that there's nothing to talk about anymore. There's plenty to talk about. In fact, there's really nothing but things to talk about. You know what I mean. You know. That edge was fucking sharp, yeah. What's with my hairline? I don't know, dude. What is with my hairline? Can you tell me? Can you explain my hairline to me? Because I don't know what's going on with it. Root beer? Yes, root beer. Was the DP disbanding a clever way to never give Mr. Naughty Priest what he wants? No, Mr. Naughty Priest can still contact me. He still knows what to do. I love Cheers, dude. I watched Cheers when I was a kid. Oh. Can you define receding? Like something that's like moving back, you know? Like it used, like if my hairline was receding, it would have been like here when I was a kid, which would have been really creepy. And then, you know, it's receded. Why is your face so weathered even though you rarely go outside? I think I just have a lot of laugh lines and shit. Like this, I have very expressive eyebrows and forehead. And so these really deep kind of like lines have kind of formed. That and I'm probably just an old piece of shit. So those two things probably wrestle pretty for the top spot there. Does my profile picture stand out to you? You're great at paying attention to me of all people. No, it doesn't stand out, but I just got off a 10-hour shift. You can thank mobile YouTube for not letting me super chat you. Well, I appreciate your being here anyway, my friend. Especially after a 10-hour shift. I don't know that I'd want to listen to my big fat ass talk. It'd probably be like, let me play video games for a couple hours and then let me go take a shower and go to sleep. Can you and the peasants record a road trip or something where you keenify the radio? You didn't need that last part. I read, I can't read every fucking comment that comes through here, but, I'm not avoiding you, dude. I don't know, maybe. If we're ever on the road somewhere, we might turn on the oldies station and keenify it. Do you know Gigi Allen fucked a dead cat on stage? I had not heard that, but it's not all that shocking. Will Brett be featured heavily in the new podcast? I'm pretty sure Brett will be featured very little, if any at all. I would be fine with Brett never being mentioned ever again. Paul, your stream literally doesn't have a delay. That's cool. That's kind of neat. Ferengi or the Space Jews. Man, that's a really unique theory that you've got there. I'm sure nobody's heard that one. Isn't it sad that starting drama with TJ is probably the best thing that Ben could do for his channel? I don't really agree that that's the best thing that Ben could do for his channel, so flawed premise. Can you share any new info about the new podcast? Nothing specific. I will tell you that TJ, Scotty, and I spent a number of hours today hammering out specifics about it, and I'm pretty excited. And I hate to give you vague shit like that, but nothing is set absolutely in stone, but, things are coming together. It's going to be fun. Don't blow your load on the new podcast. Ben's not really starting shit, though. Yeah, I didn't say he was. Somebody just said it would be a good thing for him to do so, and I disagree. Did you ever reveal the name? Not yet, but it won't be long. Trust me. Trust me. Just want to say we love you, Paul. Hope you're doing well. You're going to be on the new podcast, right? Yes, I will be. We love you, and we will always support you. That's just very nice, my friend. Good morning from Germany. Good evening from America, Germany. How are you doing over there? Hope you guys aren't getting any ideas about doing that German thing that you like to do every 30, 40, 50 years. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Just lay low. Don't go being German. Shit porn, exactly. I didn't want to say it. Start drama with somebody for views and deny it. Huh? Like, you want me to start some drama with somebody to get, like, some views going? What if I don't care about views, though? What if I think that, like, bringing that kind of views over here would be a bad thing? Ergo, I don't really bother. Will you and TJ wipe your asses live on the new podcast? That was hilarious. I don't know. I don't know if the duty stain segment will be making a comeback. I somehow doubt it. That was probably the grossest thing I ever took part in the podcast, and I got fisted. So do the math on that. The duty stain segment was pretty gross, but it was one of those things that, like, once. I don't even remember who came up with the idea, but once the idea was out there, I couldn't see not doing it. You know what I mean? in the moment, the duty stain segment had to happen. Yeah, dude. It was a poopy butt. Will Florida or Africa be on the new podcast? Probably not. Brett Keene's new book, How to Break a Housewife, A Guide to Domestication and Stockholm Syndrome. There are about 7 words in that title that I don't think Brett could pronounce, let alone come up with for the title of a book. That's why making fun of Brett is kind of a science, because you've got to know, you've got to, anything you come up with has to be within his very specific dull wheelhouse. Like if you use words with more than 3 syllables in it, there's a good chance that he's probably never heard the word, and if he has, he wouldn't know how to use it properly to create a sentence. Like for example, Stockholm Syndrome. I don't think the manatee could fucking say Stockholm Syndrome. He'd probably say stock syndrome, or homestock syndrome situation. They got that homestock syndrome. It just wouldn't even come out of his mouth. So you just, Zao de Dawn. How many times have you been violently dry humped in your life? I have been violently dry humped. I'd say like probably under 10, probably somewhere between, 3 and 7, I'd say would be a good guess. Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, it's got that Stockholm Syndrome, you know what I mean? As a woman, it's happened a couple of times. Yeah, I'm sure that like, especially if you've gone out to like a pretty rowdy bar or something, like there's gonna be some drunk dude there who probably would have a hard time looking a woman in the eye and talking to her sober. That's gonna fucking, he drinks liquid inhibition lower and starts dry humping every attractive woman in the place. Where's the strangest place you've masturbated? Let me think about that. I don't know if I've really got... I'll tell you this. I mean, it's not really a strange place. When TJ was living in Ohio, I jerked off in his garage once. I mean, is that strange? I don't know. Does that count? Does he know? I don't know. I actually don't know that if I've ever brought it up with him. So there's a good chance he may not know that. Why? So I was in Ohio for 2 or 3 weeks after Ashley went back. I stayed in Ohio. I think it was a couple of weeks. Ashley had flown back to Texas, and I stayed behind to finish up some stuff with the guys before I flew back. And I was horny as fuck, and me and Ashley were talking on the phone, and I was out, and all that, and one thing led to another, and I spanked the monkey out there, chafed the carrot. You got to do what you got to do. Why do you get to be so cool, Paul Zico? Who told you could be so cool? I once jacked off in my friend's room, but we were on bunk beds. I couldn't sleep. Yeah. I mean, that's awkward. I can honestly say that I've never. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not lying. Let me search the memory banks. I'm pretty sure that I've never like jerked off with a bunch of my friends in the room. Oh, well, you know what? I've got the king. I've got the fucking king, dude. I can't sleep. I'm racked with anxiety, and these streams are one of the only things that help me. Well, cool. I'm glad to help King Cobra. They help me sleep too. That's why I do a lot of these late night streams. this, believe it or not, allows my brain to wind down. I've got the fucking jerk off story of all jerk off stories, and this one is really, I'm not proud of this, but it's got to be the weirdest place that I've ever jerked off. And I chewed through my brain, and as I was flipping through the Rolodex, I came across this one. And this is fucked up. Like, but it happened. You know, what do you want me to do? So at one point, my dad owned this place that had like a little hot tub in the back. Not a big spa or anything, but one of those like standing hot tubs that fits 3 or 4 people in it, right? And I used to get out in that hot tub a lot. I love hot tubs. I love sitting in water in general, right? And so me and my friends would hang out at my dad's house a lot, and we'd find ourselves in the backyard, and it was not, you know, out of character for me to go throw the cover off the hot tub and go throw on my bathing suit and just go chill in the hot tub and smoke. And so like I was leaning up against the edge of the hot tub like this, talking to the guys, right, with my knees on the seat. And I'm just kind of hanging out there. And I did not intend for this to happen. But one of the jets, as I'm leaning in the hot tub, was blowing against, like at one point I shifted and it's blowing right on my dick. And at first I was like, oh man, let me get a, but it felt really good. So I was like, huh. All right. Fair enough. Now, keep in mind, my friends are like 10 feet away, sitting on the porch on the little, you know, whatever, little shitty fucking yard chairs and shit out there, smoking cigarettes. And I'm in the fucking hot tub just leaning there like, oh my fucking God. Like at least, yeah, like 10 feet away, you know, maybe a little more. So, you know, within seconds, I'm ready to go. Like I'm fully boned up. And I'm like, I should stop this. But it felt so good, I didn't. So I sat there. It took about 2 minutes probably of just trying to pretend like nothing was going on. And dude, I blew a load, dude. What are you gonna say, dude? It was a covert load, but I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nobody knew. How was the orgasm? I don't know. It was pretty good. I mean, somebody asked. I'm not going to lie to you guys, you know. Yeah, those jets are the real deal, dude. Dude, I used to get like I was scared like the next day. I was racked with guilt about it, right? And then I was like, dude, what like this is how fucked up my brain is about it. I was like, what if like one of my sisters gets in the hot tub and one of the sperms swims up her fucking vagina and I accidentally impregnate my sister? Because like, you know, I'm whatever. I'm not of the age where I don't know that like no sperm is surviving the fucking chlorine bath that is a spa. You know what I mean? I'm thinking in my mind that there's this fucking hot tub out there just like teeming with my sperm. You know what I mean? Oh man, the glory days, dude. The fucking glory days. When it comes to 3-year-old Bonquisha, Paul, you are the father. The Hot Tub Chronicles continue here on Maury Povich. To date, Mr. Parkey has been found to be the father of some 18 different children. Because, not because of sexual intercourse, but because he deposited his sperm in a hot tub. Of those 18 women, 2 are his biological sisters. Like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Well, I have a lot of weird sexual events taking place around your family. I don't know. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that a lot of people have little stories like that. They probably just don't share them. Um, you know, maybe they don't have like a story like Uncle Stinkworm or something, but you shouldn't chew ice, Paul. I just got 4 root canals and crowns, and it cost fucking star grand. Jesus. Star fucking grand? Is that from chewing ice, though, dude? Because I'm pretty sure that you didn't get fucking 18 root canals because you chewed ice. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. Paul, you should write a book, translate all your stories into weird fairy tales with morals. Yeah, that last one could be, Polly and the loaded Polly's load in the hot tub or something. You know what I mean? It felt good at the moment, but little Polly spent the next 8 years worrying that he was going to impregnate somebody accidentally that got in that hot tub. Hot load in a hot tub. Yeah, dude, I grunted like Tim Allen when that jet first hit the wiener, dude. I was like, The Hot Tub Chronicles, yeah, dude. I thought I had a small penis. Then I lost 50 pounds and revealed 2 extra inches. Still small. That sucks. But I mean, it's 2 inches bigger than it used to be. You know what I mean? So there's something. Why did Tim Allen grunt? I mean, the best I can tell is it was like, it was like one of those back in the like late 80s and early 90s, that whole men are from Mars, women are from Venus type of comedy was really popular. That like um this is how men are and this is how women are. And Tim Allen built his whole fucking persona around the idea that men are basically stupid cavemen, with a little better vocabulary. And they are, and it was a pleasing stereotype because it was one that dudes could take their girlfriends to, and the girls are going to laugh their asses off at it, because they all, they see that in their husbands, at least, not maybe not that magnified, but at least a little bit of that kind of cavemanish fucking stupidity exists in all men. And he kind of latched onto that and brought it out in a way that's just absurd. But, it's true. And it really rang true at that time. Like sexual politics, this whole like glass ceiling kind of era began in the mid late 80s, early 90s. That really started to become a topic of conversation. And Tim Allen was smart enough to get on the "hey, let's paint men as fucking hapless dumbasses" bandwagon, earlier than some others. But he wasn't. He certainly wasn't the first. I mean, if you look back at like sitcoms, there's a long tradition of sitcoms with hapless male protagonists in it, constantly being fucked on by everybody in their lives, whose wives exist purely to make fun of them. So it's a pretty common thing. But he was the first one to really take it to that caveman angle. I guess since Fred Flintstone, who was literally a caveman. But, yeah, Al Bundy. But Al Bundy was more because Al Bundy gave as good as he got. You know what I mean? He wasn't hapless. He was a dude that was in an unenviable position as a shoe salesman with a trophy wife. You know what I mean? But he didn't always lose every little exchange. Like I said, Al Bundy gave as good as he got. There was definitely a vibrant sense of intelligence around Al Bundy. Maybe not book smarts, but certainly like that kind of intangible interpersonal intelligence and that comedic intelligence that you can. Tim Allen's character in Home Improvement, which is really where the grunting took off. I mean, I know he was doing it in his stand-up prior to Home Improvement, but Home Improvement really brought it to the masses and was like, okay, here's this dude that grunts like a fucking monkey. He, he took it an extra step. It was a different kind of portrayal of a man in a sitcom. No longer just kind of normally hapless, but totally just devolving into a chimp when things go wrong. Like if you watch episodes of that, like something would break in his house and he'd go ah, 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 and he'd hit it with a broom or whatever. It's just like it's absurd to paint a dude like that. But chimp out is completely, it's an understatement, dude. Remember the episode when his wife cheated? How it do? I'm pretty sure that was specific to Tim. Sargon and Wilson were bright. Okay. Sargon? Yeah, dude, that Trump tweet today. Very fucking crazy, man. What a weird time we live in. What a strange fucking time to be alive. This must be kind of what it felt like in Rome during Caligula's reign, you know what I mean? Just knowing that you've got somebody that's pretty batshit insane. Listen, North Korea wants to threaten us with nukes. I would like to remind North Korea that we've got more nukes, and I've got the button too, buddy. So you best back up off me if you don't want to get the nukes. You say worse times, but whatever, man. These are pretty fertile times to be alive. I mean, a lot of people are going to study this era in American history for good or ill, whether the country goes on for another few hundred years or whether it doesn't make it another 20 or 30. Whatever's left behind, they're going to study this shit. They're going to take a good hard look at our era, and it's going to be talked about and puzzled about. The Cold War was way worse. I mean, but the problem is that we're already in kind of the early stages of a Cold War with Russia. Our fucking diplomatic status with Russia has been deteriorating for some time now. I mean, we had openly hostile anti-Russian rhetoric in our last fucking presidential election. Hillary Clinton seemed to be almost spoiling for open warfare with Russia. So, and people say Russia is nothing, and when it comes to standing army and that sort of thing, I kind of agree. I wouldn't say they're nothing. They've certainly got military hardware, but we'd probably be okay. But they have nukes. You see what I'm saying? So they have the Great Force Equalizer that is a giant nuclear arsenal left over from the Cold War and the nuclear expansion period during the old USSR. So it's like that's way that's a different fucking ball of wax. They don't have the maybe the military capability, although their numbers are scary. They've got a fucking I mean, look, they've got a sizable fucking military. It's not gonna be a cakewalk for anybody to go to open war with fucking Russia. But on top of that, they've got the nuclear armaments of a country with a much larger army. So it's like, how does a country like that lose? You know what I mean? Without launching those things. And willingness to send soldiers to their death. I mean, we've got that here. So, I mean, that's not. Only the US uses nukes. Only the US has used nukes. I would hesitate to say uses. We're even more aware of it than the people of Rome were with Nero or Caligula. That's probably true. Although, you know, there's a lot of evidence that the populace was well aware of at least some of the debauchery that was going on within those regimes. I think that any war with Russia would have to go nuclear. Any land invasion would be suicide given the terrain. It wouldn't be, like I said, it would be the biggest war ever. Now, do I think that the United States and its allies could prosecute that war and win it in a ground slash air combined ops type of strategy? Yes. Do I think that once you put nukes into play that answer remains the same? No. Do you think the checks and balances are there to keep Trump from using nukes? I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what the nuclear chain of command is. And I'd be interested to hear from somebody, you know, if one of you guys wants to copy paste some of it over. Like, if Trump decides he wants to launch the nukes, what's the chain of command? There is no chain, is what we're saying. So, like, he can just make a phone call at any point and say, launch the nukes. And there's going to be somebody sitting, you know what I mean? There's going to be somebody sitting in the missile silos, and they're going to go, give me the fucking launch codes, and he's going to open the briefcase and give them the launch codes, and then, right? Is that what people are saying? Trump seems like the kind of person that will fall on the nuclear button, and I don't think there's actually a button that this buffoon could fucking accidentally sit on and launch nukes. Pretty sure he's got to like pick up the phone. There so is a chain of command. I don't know. I always assumed that there was one of some kind or another, but you know. Right, I knew about the football. It's like, right, that fucking briefcase that's got, it's Wi-Fi capable, and it's got a phone in it, and it's got the launch codes and all of that bullshit. There is no chain, Google it. Well, whatever. I can't really do that because I'm using my phone for this, so. Future Shakespeares will write tragedies about this time in history. It's if there is enough time for future Shakespeares to develop. The human race may not have that much time. Authorization of a nuclear strategic attack. Only the president can direct the use of a nuclear weapon by U.S. armed forces, including the single integrated operational plan, PSYOP. So it does look like he's the dude. He's got the fucking button. Somebody says, as far as I know, all nuclear missiles launch devices are activated by 2 keys and can only be launched by 2. Right, but like, here's the thing. Here's what I understand. There are people that man these silos, and that is their job. Their job is to sit there all day and monitor the silos and blah, 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 and wait for the call. And when that call comes, there are 2 men in the room, each with a key. And that call comes, and that launch code is delivered to both men. And if they concur that that launch code is the same as the one that they've got there, those 2 men are duty bound to insert those keys at the same time and turn them to launch the missiles. That's how I understand that it works. So there are people standing between, like he doesn't have some button that he can hit that just automatically starts the process. But he's the guy, he's the only guy that can give the order. Only the yeah, I read that again, so I appreciate it. Apparently the president needs secondary confirmation. Well, if you can find something about what that entails, I'd be interested in reading it. The codes are more complicated than his Android lock screen, so we're good. I mean, yeah, but all he's got to do is just read them. He's got the codes. I mean, the codes are probably different every day. I would imagine that the codes in the football, the launch codes for nukes, probably change at least once every 24 hours and are, you know, probably some among the most closely guarded secrets in the world. Have you ever heard of suggestion of surgically implanting a key in someone so the president would have to kill one innocent man that he had a connection with to be able to use a nuke? I mean, that seems like a ridiculous limitation to place upon it because, you know, if there is a need for the nukes to be launched, you want the president to be able to do it and not, you know, suffering with the moral conundrum of, is it worth killing my best friend to get the key out of him to save everybody? You know what I mean? Like, that just seems, I don't know. I understand the thought behind that kind of countermeasure, but it doesn't really make a lick of sense to me. But would the silo commanders follow that order? I mean, if he is the next Caligula, would competent military generals follow that order like Caesar and the Rubicon? Like, look, I think that there's a chance that maybe some of the fucking silo operators wouldn't. I think that there's a decent chance that, you know, there might be 1 or 2 of them out there that under that type of pressure wouldn't do it. They'd be committing treason. I understand that, but they're also being asked to turn a key that's going to kill 200,000 people. You know what I mean? So it's just like, they're soldiers, they follow orders, but not all soldiers follow orders. You know what I mean? I'm sure these guys are hand selected for that purpose, but even then, they're human beings. And they may have trained their entire lives to turn that fucking key. But when the time actually comes to turn that fucking key, I'd be willing to bet that more than a few of them have a little bit of a crisis about it. But let's just put it this way. I think enough people would do it that it would still, you know what I mean? There might be 2 or 3 or 4 missiles that don't go up or some shit, you know what I mean? Most of that shit's just going to happen. Paul, where's the Last Jedi review on Cinema for Critics? I don't know that I want to do one, to be honest with you. I just wasn't really moved by the movie in any significant way, and I don't think it would be a very entertaining review for people to watch because I felt like the movie was very, very middle of the road, very mediocre. So, I don't know. According to what I'm reading now, the secondary confirmation for a nuclear strike is, uh-oh, it's Paul. Well, yeah, then you guys really are fucked if it's me. I didn't know that that was my job, but if it is, then... I always wondered why I have this red phone that I carry with me everywhere. You know what I mean? I've never really known what it meant, but I was, I was told at a very young age that I had to keep it with me at all times. So I guess if that thing rings, I'm just going to answer with yes. I'm not even going to answer with hello. I'm just going to say, yep, 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 yes, 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 yes. Describe the type of war it would take to enact the bring on the nukes plan. I mean, I'm not really like a specialist in this type of shit, but I imagine, it starts and it goes like dominoes, right? One rogue country decides to launch a bunch of missiles, then another bunch of missiles hit the air. The ensuing panic, a lot of other missiles are fired. And before you know it, there are so many missiles in the air heading in so many different directions that there's no way that they can all be stopped. And yeah, probably in the confusion of a war between two major powers that are both nuclear, one of them fucking gets backed up into a corner, decides to launch a couple of nukes, and then there's some counter launches that happen, and I don't know, dude. And then Fallout 5, yeah, pretty much. Have you heard you've been talking about me? Want to have a debate, buddy? Buddy? I don't think that's the real Destiny, but... Heard you've been talking about me. Want to have a real debate, buddy? I actually like Destiny, so... I've been a fan of his since way back. The first thing I really saw of his that I really started me watching Destiny was he had this couple of streams that he did with this old dude that used to play StarCraft with him back in the day. Combat X, Combat EX. And he had this really interesting set of streams with this kid who was clearly like deeply mentally troubled. And he just kind of interviewed him and then tried to explain to him why, his views were incredibly narcissistic or sociopathic. And I don't know, it was very, very strange. But it was cool. I thought he did a really good job of kind of showcasing that guy. And since then, I've been a fan of his. You just have to go watch it, man. The kid was crazy. And as the conversation, unfolds, it just gets worse and worse. Hey, Billy, how's it going, buddy? Is that not the real Billy? Is that a fake Billy? That's so sad that there are people out there fucking impersonating others. The real Thanos. Yeah, at least fucking the real Thanos is here. You know what I mean? Hey, Thanos, can I ask you why does it look like you suck so bad in the upcoming Infinity War movie? It's the real Bill. Cool. That makes it at least 280% cooler. Because, it's one level of cool if there's a Billy impersonator in here, and then there's another level of cool. Why did they take off his hat? Yeah, I don't know, man. And why is what's underneath it look so horrible? Thanos is just a Darkseid ripoff. Fuck off. Get out of here. Dude, the original Thanos in the comic books was a badass, dude. I've talked about, like, what I want the opening sequence to fucking Infinity War to be. And if they did it like this, I think that would properly establish Thanos as a villain. Here's how I want it, for those of you that haven't heard it. I want Thanos to land on Earth to investigate, the possibility of an Infinity Stone somewhere. And I want him to land on Earth and just be completely disregard utterly any attempt to stop him, to the point where he doesn't even look up from his like little data pad. He's just walking, and letting it lead him. And cops are trying to shoot him and shit, and he just doesn't even notice them. And of course, the Avengers show up, and I want the Avengers to break themselves on Thanos without him really even taking notice of it, because that's the level of power that he is supposed to wield. Especially at the time of this Infinity War stuff. I want the Hulk to show up and just be like, "Roar," and just punch him right in the face as hard as he can, and we get that slow mo. But instead, his arm breaks and his hand breaks, and Hulk is like, "Roar." You know what I mean? I just want Thanos to be able to just absolutely brush them aside. That would establish him as the villain, you know what I mean, that I know him to be from the comic books. Just one by one, Thor comes in and tries to fucking stop him, and maybe if he does react, it's just like you'd react swatting, waving a fly away. Thor comes to get in his face, and he's just like, and Thor just goes through like 8 buildings. And Thanos just keeps reading his shit. Iron Man shows up and launches every missile he has. And there's this big explosion, and at the end of it, Thanos is just standing there in the middle of the crater doing this. The problem then is, how do you defeat him without a dumb Deus Ex Machina? Well, it's already built into the story. To defeat somebody that wields the Infinity Gauntlet, you have to, the only way that you can is to get the Infinity Gauntlet from them. So it's already built in. The mechanism by which they will defeat him is already introduced in the plot line in the form of the Infinity Gems. So it's just a matter of getting it from him, which, how do you do that? Well, I would recommend that you go and read the Infinity War comic series to see how it was done. I don't know if they'll do that in the same way. There were clones involved and all kinds of craziness. But certainly it gives you that quote-unquote Deus Ex Machina kind of already built in, so you don't have to insert one. I was going to do the smoke sesh. How can we chat now? What are we doing now, bro? I'm just asking. What are we doing now? They preyed on his insecurities, so he eventually gave up. Well, yeah, there you go. That's the rub, right? He's still flawed as a character. I'm the ugly Titan. That's why I look like this. Well, you're fucking disgusting in the new movie. I'm on a debate team, and we're basically allowed to bullshit evidence if you don't get called on it. The topic was on a globalistic plan. I cited Professor Paul Parkey. That's pretty funny, dude. Nobody's fact checking you, huh? Paul, there have been many times when people have not fired nukes when they thought a strike had been launched against their country. Well, I assume that those times were because they didn't receive the launch codes, right? Because if they didn't receive the launch code, if they received the launch codes and didn't launch, then they would have been probably convicted of treason. I have come for Paul, but stay for the ball. I mean, it's really going to bake your noodle when the twist drops that Paul and the ball are one entity, one and the same. In fact, the words should be and are interchangeable. The only thing I want is a green chick with 3 titties and a thick ass. Why 3 titties, though? I mean, I can understand the novelty of it, but long term, do you really want three titties? It's long term. I think that's one too many titties for me. I got two hands. I got two hands. So, debates for fun. Okay. Thanks for the $2, man. Debates for fun. I got two biggins, lol. I like biggins. I like smallins. I like mediumins. I'm kind of I was talking to Ashley about this earlier, and I was like, I feel kind of lucky that I'm a dude that's just I'm just attracted to women, dude. All shapes, all sizes, all, different configurations of ass and titty. I like it all. Give it all to me. Yes, please. I want the buffet. Pickle Rick. I'm Pickle Rick, imposter. Whoa, dude, there's two fucking dorks in here that name themselves Pickle Rick and they're having a fight. You like anorexic women? I mean, like, look, if you go to either extreme, of course it goes outside of my fucking wheelhouse. Like, I don't think I could get down with like an 800-pound woman, and I don't think I could get down with a horrifyingly skeletal, emaciated woman. You know what I mean? You got to have, on either ends of the extreme, I gotta bow out. So you don't like it all. Well, I mean, whatever, dude. The vast majority of women on the planet don't meet those two criteria. So yeah, I guess I don't like it all. What if the 800 pounds was all ass? That's different. I mean, once again, case by case basis, right? 800-pound women need love too, and there are dudes out there that are into that. I just like, for me, I don't even know logistically how it would happen. I like, I've seen like the reality TV shows with the people that are huge dudes and chicks. And like, once you get up around the 600 and 700 pound range, five, six, seven, like it's just like, how would you even have sex? Like at this point, how, like, is it even feasible? What if a queen xenomorph tried to mate with me? Like once again, how does a queen xenomorph mate? Like, does she implant some fucking tube in me and suck my innards out and implant a bunch of fucking egg fetuses inside of me, or whatever, and then I slowly but surely become that big egg sack? Or does she have like a tight alien vagina that I get to fuck? Because I'd be cool with one of those. I'd actually be cool with either of them, honestly. Hey, Paul, I'm traveling to Austin in February for 2 weeks from Australia. Any good restaurants you know of? I'll tell you what, dude. If you want like Thai food, me and Ashley ate in Austin at a little place called Thai How Are You? It's Thai, comma, How Are You? And it's got this weird frog logo. It's a Daniel Johnston inspired restaurant, but you don't need to know who that dude is. Uh, it was really good Thai food, so I was into it. You into Stranger Things? I guess. No, I'm actually not. Paul, we're all dying to know what you think of the Logan Paul fiasco. Um, wow, I don't care. I mean, I'm saying, whatever. Maybe I should care, but I don't. I don't care that he went to the suicide forest and laughed at a dead body. Not really. I think it's a pretty tactless, classless thing to do, but did it fucking ruin my life? No. So, I really don't care. Sorry. Like, I can't even really be all that outraged about it because from what little I know about Logan Paul and Jake Paul, he was basically just acting like how he always acts. And I feel like his viewership and YouTube have kind of trained those two kids to be the biggest assholes possible. They've been rewarded at every step in their lives uh, when it comes to YouTube, which is basically encapsulates their lives. They just film their lives and put it on YouTube. It's like an ongoing reality TV show with no end. The more obnoxious and more, just outrageously rude they are, the more views that they're rewarded with. So why wouldn't they end up in Japan's suicide forest laughing at a dude hanging in a tree, whether it was fake or whatever? Like, why wouldn't they think to do that? Jake Paul started on Disney, so why are you surprised? Uh, I'm not. Other people seem to be very surprised by this whole Jake Paul thing. I couldn't give a fucking flying fuck fart about it. The more people keep bringing it up and talking about it, the more views and money he's going to get. So if it bothers people, they should just shut the fuck up. Yeah, I mean, if they want to punish Jake Paul, quit watching his videos. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just putting money in his pocket because, there's no such thing as bad publicity in this fucking world. Does Destiny take a pro or anti-pedophilia position? I don't know. I've seen a few of you like quoting him saying that there's some ways that child porn can be ethical. I haven't really heard him talk about it, so I'd have to hear what he has to say before I could tell you one way or the other. And Paul, would you do it with a 10 out of 10 chick, but she has a dick? Then she wouldn't be 10 out of 10. You don't understand. Like, that's a stupid question because, like, for me to fuck a 10 out of 10 chick, she'd have to be a 10 out of 10 to me. And a 10 doesn't have a dick. That's easily 3 or 4 points right there. So it's a nonsensical question. Have you kept in contact with Ben since the split? I haven't heard from Ben since the split, no. The dick takes away maybe 1 point, though, so he's like a 9 out of 11. No, because that's the... I just don't even... They should put makeup on midgets, reduce their boobs, and make CP that way. Holy shit, what a fucking comment, dude. We're out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, reading this goddamn nonsense. Look at this dude. Look at this comment, dude. This dude that just what is this? Oh man, my fucking life, dude. The fuck. Paul, what was the last musical you attended? Let me think about that. What was the last musical that I attended? Oh, God, dude, it's so sad that it's been such a long time. I'm pretty sure that it was, fuck, which one was it, though? I used to go, every year they had this Broadway tour package that you could buy. You could go to the Soroyan Theater in Fresno and watch these kind of touring Broadway shows. And I'm trying to remember what the last one that I saw was over there, because that would certainly be it. And I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been that fucking horrible... I went and saw this horrible fucking rendition of Fucking, oh shit. The fuck was it? It's so late, and you're asking me to mine through these old fucking memories and shit. You saw Tool at the Saroyan? Yeah, that's a pretty cool venue for a rock show. Going senile, probably. A little early senile. No, it was like no, it was fucking who's the little I'm just brain farting on the name of the fucking I keep thinking Tom Thumb, but it's not that. It's the fucking please sir, can I have some more? Like who is that? Like why can't I remember what that is? Who says that shit, dude? And why do I keep thinking of Tom? Yeah, Oliver Twist. Thank you. Okay, that's what it was. So that was probably the last thing I saw. I just couldn't remember the fucking name. I kept thinking like, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, yeah, I know the show, I know the plot, I know the fucking yeah. That's what it was. And what's the name? It's the kid's name in the movie. And I kept thinking Tom Thumb. And I'm like, it's not Tom Thumb. So which one was it? It's probably Tom Thumb. No, brain, it's not Tom Thumb. What's his name? I think it's Tom Thumb. It's not, I'm telling you 100% it's not Tom Thumb. I'm like, what? Just a Rolodex problem in the old brain. You know, what can you do? All right, Paul, let's say she's the most attractive woman you've ever seen, but she has TJ's voice and speaking habits. Can I just ball gag her and fuck her? Legitimate question. Oh God, the constant abuse. I'm cracking under the pressure, boys. Oh, okay. Tom Thumb. At Destiny isn't real, I know. I'm aware. It's a troll. It's a troll. Paul, you and TJ helped me through touch times with my depression, so please don't say making content. Love you all. What? You fucking what, mate? You fucking what? You what? You fucking what? You fucking what, mate? Wow, you laughed at that. I don't know, just, it was, you know, the absurdity of the chat really gets to me sometimes and tickles my funny boner. Tickles the old funny bones. What's this fucking bloke on about, eh? What's he running his fucking gob about, eh? Eh? Yeah, say it to my face, cunt. Say it to me fucking face, cunt. You fucking cunt. I'll fucking have you, you fucking cunt. I was sad the DP ended, but now I found this channel, and I'm so happy I did. Well, cool, dude. I'm glad to, you know, have a fellow DP fan here. Paul's doing a Clockwork Orange. No. Hey, Paul, fuck you for making Ben cry. I didn't make Ben cry. Paul, that video didn't explain nothing. It explained nothing. You made the video. I watched the video and explained nothing. Would you fuck a girl with a vagina for a mouth? No, but I'd fuck a girl with a mouth for a vagina. Think about that. I think my heart is going to stop from cocaine. Call the cops? I don't know, dude. Call 911, go to the hospital, quit doing coke. You know, Find that picture of Artie Lang. You know what? You want to never do cocaine ever again? Find that last picture of Artie Lang. There's this picture of Artie Lang that came out right before he went to fucking rehab. This is recently. Where he, like, if you look at a picture of Artie Lang from like 5 years ago and a picture of, and that picture, it's almost indistinguishable. It was fucking insane. I saw the picture and I thought it was a Photoshop. His nose, because he's a fucking habitual heroin and cocaine abuser, both, and he snorts both. His nose has just fucking like turned into this bulbous mass on his face. Like it's like on one side you can tell he probably does most of his fucking rails up one nostril because his nose is lopsided. Like on this side it's pretty fucked up, but on this side it's just like there's this huge like like just big like cavern like big, I don't know what it is, just probably just like a big cavity that's been eaten out of his nose from just passing all the fucking drugs up through it. His name is Artie Lang, Artielange. You can snort heroin? Yes. I mean, it's fucking crazy. And look at pictures of the dude. Like find pictures of him from like 2005 or something. And then look at that picture and tell me that since 2005 that amount of fucking change should go on in your, I mean, like it's just fucked up, man. And it's really sad too because Artie's a genuinely fucking funny kind of vicious comedic guy, and you know what I mean, he's just gonna fucking kill himself with that stupid bullshit. Artie Lang used to look really good. Dude, he's a fucking, you know, whatever. Paul knows where his bread is being buttered. Am I right, Mestizo? Hey, I don't know, man. We'll find out. I will be right back. Stay right there. Don't move a fucking muscle. Anybody that leaves is admitting that they're a cuck. Total admission of cuckoldry if you leave. Just saying. Well, how many cucks are there in the audience tonight? Tonight. How many cucks are there in the audience tonight? Tonight. Wow, not many cucks, surprisingly. Surprisingly, dude, no cucks. Wow. Man, I feel like I've just like found out a way to control you, unruly mob. I'll just threaten to call you a cuck if you do X. Wow. Hashtag no cucks, dude. I got a cuck-free chat. That's pretty fucking awesome, dude. I didn't know my chat was cuck-free. Like, fucking A. Wow. I thought there was at least, like, you know, probably 8 or 10 cucks out there. But not a one cuck? Not a single fucking cuckold in the entire fucking audience, dude? Yeah, dude, this is a no cuck zone. Just because I didn't leave doesn't mean I'm not a cuck. Well, Yeah, it does, because when I left, I said anybody that left is a cuck. So, you know what I mean? Anybody that leaves is a cuck, is what I said. And then I left for like a minute and I came back and literally nobody left. See, if you had been a cuck, you would have left. So I'm calling you on your cuck shit. I don't think you've spent any time in the cuck tent crying. Okay? Why do people like that cuck? Why has cuck come back in such a strong way? It's kind of interesting to me because it's like it's kind of an Elizabethan insult. And now it's like back in a big way. Like it's the only insult that matters anymore. It describes Steve Shives perfectly. Okay. I cucked this black guy with his wife for 4 years once. Like, literally, like, he would be sitting there, like, man, I hate it when you show up and fuck my wife, man. You would, like, shut up, cuck. The cook tent. I've never come so quick than watching my chick suck another dude's dick from the cuck tent. Oh, baby, from the cuck tent. I'm a cuckold. Each night I fantasize about you fucking Ashley in front of me as she calls me a faggot. Thanks, George Costanza, for your continued non-contribution to this chat. You fucking horrible troll, George. You're a terrible troll. You're terrible at your job. You're terrible at what you're fucking trying to do, dude. George Costanza, you are the worst fucking chatter in the chat, dude. 2018's worst chatter in the chat is George Costanza. The stupid, bald, retarded, lame, empty-headed fucking retard in the chat. Have you seen the 4 drama videos Brett just put out? You know what, dude? I'm going to say something that's going to blow your mind. I haven't even thought about Brett until just now when you fucking brought him up. And I don't remember when the last time was. Probably the last time I did one of these, somebody else brought up Brett. I don't care. I love not paying attention to Brett almost as much as I love paying attention to Brett when he's having a meltdown. And so I'm coasting right now. I don't care what the fuck he's doing. I don't care what the fuck he's got to say. Like, oh, it's nice. Paul, do a fart or a detailed, thoughtful monologue. Well, that's fucked up. Can I do a fart? No. Can I do a detailed, thoughtful monologue? No. Fuck. I guess I just can't deliver on that. Cuck tent is where I find my lunch when I'm horny. Yeah, dude, the cuck tent. Every cuck has got to have a cuck tent. Didn't you cuck a guy once on the internet with his wife? I mean, I guess. I started cucking people pretty early age, dude, because I started with that chick when I was like 15 or 16 years old. I mean, that's a pretty early age to start cucking a motherfucker, dude, but I mean, what are you gonna do, dude? Chino Moreno and shit. Yeah, dude. The whole fucking disgusting web of lies, dude. All built up to keep phone sex happening. My God, sir. Paul, I have missed 2 super chats, and I would like you to answer them because okay. Well, let me look and see real quick. God damn it. Super chat. It's okay, Paul. You're still the best ball on YouTube. That's the only one I can see. So sorry if I missed some other fucking super chat, but that's the only one that I saw that I missed. That's pretty cool, Paul. Cuckleberry Finn. Well, we know that there's no cuckleberries in here. Paul, you said cunt. You said everyone who leaves is a cuck. You didn't say everyone who stays isn't a cuck. See, dude, a cuck isn't smart enough to make that kind of nuanced argument. So you've just revealed yourself as a non-cuck, okay? A cuck would not be able to checkmate me in an argument with one clear statement, okay? That takes a non-cuck. So you, in being intelligent, have just revealed that you are a wolf in sheep's clothing. Dude, you're an alpha in cuck's clothing, okay? And you've just revealed. So it's over. Cuck is actually a fetish for the highly intelligent. Billy, come on now, dude. Come on now, homie. You gotta qualify that shit. Paul, what does pot of greed do? Pot of greed? I saw porn once where the chick split the guy's cum on the cuck. It was my guiltiest fap. That's gross, dude. See, that's just... Nah, dude, nah. Paul, lets Billy fuck his girlfriend right in front of him. I mean, if he's into that, but... You know what I mean? I'd be happy to fucking set up the cuck tent. You know what I mean? But... Search cuckolding, the sex fetish for intellectuals when you have the time. Dude, come on now, dude. It's an intellectual pursuit to be cuckolded. Well, at least there's no intellectuals in this room. You know what I mean? I always knew I didn't like intellectuals, and now I have a reason. Now I have a reason. How is the weather? It's fucking cold, man. What do you want me to say? You had so many question marks on the end of that question. It's like, how is the weather? It's like, it's fucking cold. It's January. Ew, white lighters are possessed by demons. DF. Nah, dude. I actually know why people think that, though. I actually know the story by why some stoners have the white lighter aversion. I might have told it here before. But they used to come in, Bics used to come in 2 colors. White, solid white like this, and solid black. And when I say solid black, the bottoms would also be black because they were cast from one piece of plastic. Okay? And the white lighters, when you were a stoner, if you used them, as some have been known to do, to tamp down your bud, then the cops would pull you over and you'd have this little bit of weed ash on the end of your lighter, and they'd go, all right, well, you're fucked. So it came to be stoner lore that, you know, white lighters were bad luck. So there you go. Paul, did you ever see that old video of Bill Hicks chewing out a heckler? And he tells her, I want you to go find a fucking soul. Yeah. He's like humping the stool while he's screaming at her. Get her the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, you bitch. I want you to find a fucking soul. Bill was the best, dude. Bill Hicks was the cream of the crop. When do you think legal weed will be national? I mean, it'll probably be a number of years yet, but I think that, you know, pretty much every election cycle, there's a number of states that either approve medical or legalize recreational, and I think that as that continues to happen, and as it continues to be successful in terms of tax revenue generation in the states that have done it, more and more states are going to do it, and then that's going to force the federal government to codify the law, and that'll be that. I'm going to wipe my nut on Billy's pillow. He doesn't mind. He's intelligent. Oh, shit. I don't think Billy was saying he's an intellectual. I didn't read his comment that way. Like... I thought Billy was saying that, like, he just knows that, like, intellectuals are into that cuckoldry whatnot. Mushrooms need to be legal next. California's thinking about it, and I, for one, think it's just the beginning, whether it passes or not. Well, I think that, like, those types of things are probably going to happen after marijuana legalization. What's your fave thing to do while high? I don't know. Like stretch. Like it allows me to to lay down and relax my back muscles enough to really stretch them in a way that feels really good. That's probably my most favorite thing to do. In honor of the edgy new Riverdale series. What? Get out of here. I'm not going to read that long-ass fucking bullshit. They're going to give mushrooms to people for PTSD and depression. I've heard about studies about that. Atheists suck dick for peels. Peels. It's too crowded here. We want Paul all to ourselves. What? Dude, it's never too crowded. Don't say that. That's nonsense. There's room for all. This is the beginning of my eventual cult. It is from your numbers that I will pull the happy few that will walk into the woods with me to create a new society. Paul, you've been my hero since your original vlog days. You picked a pretty sedentary hero, but thank you. The cult of the bearded Paul. Yes. The Beardites. That's not self-aggrandizing enough. It's got to be something to do with me. It's got to be like, I don't know. Ballism. Yes. Worship of the sphere and all things round. All things round. Yes. The salt miners. Yeah, but I don't want it to be like a mining society, dude. That's horrible. Maybe they're mining my salt. From me floweth the salt, and unto you the salt doth flow as a river in times of great thirst, as game in times of great hunger. Yea, verily, though the salt doth flow from me in words, it doth come to you in sustenance. See, dude? Tell me I'm not gonna be a good fucking cult leader, dude. My salt level rises. Bring 2 maidens in. I am going to need their help in reducing the saltiness. The rest of you, go back to work and take a chunk of the salt with you as you go. Until tomorrow's session, good evening. The salt of the earth, yes. Yes. Alright, well, my battery is apparently going to fucking take a shit, which really sucks, but what are you gonna do? So, good night, everybody.